As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Post States and Harrisburg Maroon will be coming to the start game number 2 here in just a moment. We're still waiting on lineups for both these games, but we do know from the indication of the right field and left field bullpen that it is going to be Cooper Twilliger and Gabe Long will be the starters for game 2 for Pierre Post State and for Harrisburg. In a very much needed win for the Eights coming up here in game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a huge game between these two guys, or between these two teams. We're going to see, this is going to be a big game to decide if this is going to be a sweep for Harrisburg Maroon or a split for Pierre Post State right here.
Again, still waiting on the lineups in total for both these teams, but we will get that and get started here with this game coming up shortly as the Eights and Harrisburg Maroon. It is now 5-13 in the season in the South Dakota games for Post State and 6-25 overall for the Eights here in 2024. And this, again, it was gonna take a lot to be 8-0 and probably need a little bit of help to be able to host the playoff series coming up here in about 2 weeks. But now it being 7-1, it's really, it's probably, maybe it's not out of the question yet, but when you're really looking at it, 7-1 probably doesn't get you into that home playoff game. But overall, the Eights are still looking for a chance to have a high finish in the season, the standings, but also knowing that this will probably be the last time that they come out on the field for a baseball game here in the summer of 2024.
Yeah, and you always want to leave your last game at home on a high note, so there will be a lot of implications for the Eights in this ball game to pick up a win, really just kind of to build, not only to build morale, but you always want to leave your fans on a high note at the last game of the season with a W. So this will be a big emotion-fueled game for the Eights. The only Post State player that is ineligible to play next year will be Miles Doyle. The rest of the senior class will be able to play next year as super seniors, should they so choose. But this will be a good way to send off, for sure, Miles and maybe a few other members of the senior class, should they not choose to come back and play next year, with a win in potentially their last game, but more than likely their last game at Hyde Stadium.
First pitch is coming up here shortly. We'll step aside for another 3 minutes. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
What? Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide! Go in!
Class of 1995! When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Rev up your drive with Capital City Ford in Pierre. Dive into our impressive lineup of Ford vehicles, from sleek sedans to robust trucks. At Capital City Ford, we're not just about selling cars, we're about crafting exceptional experiences. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you in finding the perfect Ford that suits your lifestyle and budget. Visit us today and let us evaluate your driving experience with Capital City Ford.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gale's Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The Eights are just about set to take the field here in game number 2 as we are getting set for our first pitch, as Pierre will take the field in what will be most likely for the final time here in 2024 at Hyde Stadium. Post-State Junior Legion hosting the state tournament coming up at the end of July. I believe actually the games are all in August, that first weekend of August, with the Senior Legion tournament out in Brookings getting started right at the end of July. For the Senior Legion Pierre Post-State, their final home game, most likely of the entire 2024 year, and looking for a win against Harrisburg Maroon. And Blake Cooper Twilliger will be on the mound, and a chance for, you had Miles Doyle who threw well in game 1, but here in game 2, they're going to be looking for the same kind of result from Cooper Twilliger on the mound to give themselves a chance to win in this second game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cooper comes into this ball game having thrown the most innings coming into the doubleheader for Post-State, 35 1/3 innings. This will be his 8th start. He is 3-3 on the season, has allowed 23 runs, 17 of them earned on 34 hits, walked 25 guys, struck out 22, and hit 6 batters for an ERA of 3.37, and a whip at 1.67, batting average against of 260. So the key for Terwilliger is going to be keep the ball in the strike zone and, let your defense work behind you and get out of innings as quickly as possible, because this Harrisburg Maroon team, they are definitely, the Harrisburg program in general is very 3 true outcome. They walk, strike out, or homer more than any other program in the state of South Dakota, whether you're looking at Harrisburg Gold or Harrisburg Maroon. So that's just kind of the philosophy of their program, and they will definitely look to continue that in this game number 2 against Cooper Terwilliger.
So the starting lineup for this Harrisburg Maroon team: Jason Hansen will lead things off. He's a left fielder. Griffin Schlapkohl, the second baseman, will be batting second to make that the catcher batting second. Michael Oakland will bat third. He's the shortstop. Lincoln Brandt, the DH, batting fourth. Tate Muntz, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Carson Drexler, the center fielder, batting sixth. Wilson Munsky, the third baseman, will bat third. Nick Riley, the second baseman, batting second to batting eighth and playing second. And it will be Max Zachariasen, the first baseman, batting ninth. And it will be Gabe Long on the mound for Harrisburg here in game number 2, as Cooper Terwilliger will be on the mound to throw against him. Blake read the numbers for Terwilliger, as Jason Hansen will step to the plate and get us started here for our second game. Miles Doyle will be playing at Hyde Stadium for what will be the final time, most likely be the final time of his Legion career and high school baseball career, as that first pitch will bounce in for ball 1 as we're underway at 4:35 here in game number 2. Still staying hot, 98 degrees here at game time temperature. Still a cool Saturday afternoon. Cool 98. As that one's over for a strike, the count's now 1-1. It only feels like 101 outside. The humidity is at 29% and the dew point at 60 degrees. That one is upstairs, 2-1. And the South Dakota winds out of the northwest at 8 miles an hour, just like you would expect on every normal day in South Dakota. 100 degrees and low winds. Here's the 2-1 pitch that is upstairs, and the count's now 3-1. Here's the leadoff man in Jason Hansen.
Yeah, but you got to love pitching on days like today because, yeah, it's hot, but you stay really, really loose on days where it's really, really hot outside.
3-1 pitch will miss for ball 4, and it will be a leadoff walk issued by Terwilliger to Jason Hansen, and it will bring up now Griffin Schlapkohl that got the final 2 outs of the ball game in game number 1. As we can go around the horn defensively here for both states, as it is going to be Carter Schuffelbein out in left, Sudden Sunshine in center, and Gunnar Edson out in right as a first pitch at the top of the zone for strike 1 to Schlapkohl. As Grayson Hunsley be at third, Dawson Getz at short, Miles Doyle playing second, J.J. Buckles at first, Nolan Peterson behind the plate for game number 2. And that pitch will be upstairs from Cooper Terwilliger, and that counts 1-1.
As we said in previous broadcasts, the 1-1 pitch is often the most important pitch of an at-bat, according to really, really good pitcher, probably Hall of Fame pitcher, Max Scherzer, as that 1-1 pitch misses down and away to make it a 2-1 count.
I was going to say, it's not one of the nerds that say it's an important pitch. That was outside the count, now 3-1.
I'm sure the statistics probably back it up, too.
I think they probably do back it up. You got to be a little bit of a nerd to be a baseball fan anyway.
True. I was going to say, I don't know what Bill James had to say about the 1-1 pitch.
Here is the 3-1 from Terwilliger. There's a swing and a miss. The count's now 3-2. Do not want to have 2 walks to open up this ball game, as Schlapkohl will be dealing with the 3-2 pitch from Terwilliger. Runner on at first and nobody out. 3-2. It'll miss low for ball 4, and it is back-to-back walks to open up the ball game. First and second here with nobody out, and it's Michael Oakland, the shortstop here in both games for this Harrisburg Maroon team. They've got most of the same guys in their lineup, couple of different spots for them. But overall, much of the same for this batting order. Zachariason gets added into it. But everybody else pretty much all staying the same, other than Munski being added into the lineup as well after pitching in that first game. Here is Oakland. First pitch to him will miss low for ball 1.
And the courtesy runner for Schlapkohl at first base will be Beek. So courtesy runner for the catcher here with 2 men on and nobody out.
1-0. This will be skied out to center field. Long run for Sunshine, still running in. He'll make the catch. That was a long run for him to get in to make the grab, and he was a little bit of a slow jog to begin with, thinking that ball is going to carry out a little bit more, and on a typical day with the wind blowing out, probably does get out to him a lot easier, but he does run all the way in and make the catch, and there's now 1 down here in the top of the first, and it brings up Lincoln Brandt. Going to be guy to be careful against. He had a 2-run homer in the first inning in game 1. He's got 2 on here with 1 out in game number 2. In the top of the first inning as the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. First and second with 1 away. 1-0 pitch, then a miss low, and the count's 2-0.
Yeah, that was Brandt's second home run of the season in game 1. Harrisburg Maroon has hit 18 as a team. The leaders in the clubhouse being, as Terwilliger stepped off, looked like the runner at second maybe was trying to get a big jump, but he was able to slide back in safely at first, and Terwilliger does not balk on the pickoff attempt either. So runners remain where they're at with 2 balls and no strikes here.
And trying to get the timing of the jump to steal was the runner at second in Hansen. Now he's got a short lead over at second. The 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's now 2-1.
So anyway, to finish that thought, the leaders in the clubhouse as far as home runs go for Harrisburg Maroon are, would be Drexler with 4.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-1. Here to the number 4 hitter in Lincoln Brandt.
Drexler hitting 6th in the order for Harrisburg Maroon in this ball game.
3-1. This will be popped foul out of the play on the right side, and the count is full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a big pitch upcoming here at the base with the runners at first and second. You don't want the bases loaded and potentially 3 walks. But you're also a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. As Twilliger will come set from the stretch. The 3-2. Swinging a foul back, just getting a piece of it. And Brent stays alive for another pitch. So here is another 3-2 upcoming here from Twilliger in a somewhat laboring first inning. Second full count at bat in the first 4 batters. 3-2. Ground ball that's going to be up the middle. Getz will field. Flips to second for 1. Doyle to first. It's an inning-ending double play. Taylor made 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning, and no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Harrisburg Maroon as the Eights will come to the plate. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
It is the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Harrisburg and the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. As the Eights, their lineup will look like this. Nolan Peterson will lead things off. He's the catcher. Carter Schuffelbein will bat second, the left fielder here in game number 2. Sonnenschein will bat third. He's the center fielder. Grayson Hunsley in the cleanup spot as the third baseman. Charlie Simpson, the DH, batting 5th. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, batting 6th. Miles Doyle, the second baseman, batting 7th. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, batting 8th, and Gunnar Edson, the right fielder, batting 9th here for Post-States. As Gabe Long will be on the mound, and Blake's got his numbers ready to go.
Yeah, third start of the year for Gabe Long. 11 1/3 innings pitched this year. His record is 0-1 on the season. He has given up 14 runs, 11 of them earned, only 4 hits allowed on the season for Gabe Long, to 14 runs and 11 earned runs. 20 those that can be attributed to 22 walks on the season for Long in 11 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 3 men have been hit by pitch against Long for an ERA of 6.79 and a whip of 2.29. He's left 15 men on base and has a batting average against of 111. So a guy that if he can fill up the strike zone, as the first pitch is across for strike 1 here to Peterson, a guy if he can fill up the strike zone is going to be really tough to hit, but he is prone to giving up free passes, whether they are via walk or via hit by pitch.
Counts 1-1 here to Nolan Peterson, who did get a base hit in game number 1, went 1 for 3 overall, and one of those 4 hits in total, as that pitch will miss low, and the count's now 2-1. As looking at some of the stats from years past for the Harrisburg team, that one will miss outside. The count's now 3-1. The head coach, Lincoln Carlson, he used to play for Harrisburg just a couple of years ago. He played in the 2022 season for Harrisburg. Here's a ground ball on the left side. That'll take a high hop, but Oakland will field. His throw to first, and the the first baseman stayed on the bag. And that is the first out. Just barely kept the toes on the bag over at first, and the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Zachariason had to use every inch of his frame to keep his foot on the bag and secure that first out, because the throw from Oakland at short, was very much to the left of the left-handed Zacharias, and so he had to reach across his body with the right hand to make that play.
Here's the 0-1 to shuffle by, and then a miss low, and the count's even on a ball and a strike. And again, with Coach Iverson, Rich Leinbach is the first base coach. Obviously not in a spot where in a coaching position, as that one will miss, and the count's now 2-1. I think there's been several plays over the course of the year that I think have probably been frustrating for Coach Iverson, but knowing he has to keep his cool and probably, maybe if he's got an assistant coach, he's right there to make a little bit of an argument with the umpire just to kind of put that in the mind, but there's nothing he can do about it, but also there's not a whole lot he can really do in terms of, getting angry is not going to help him at all, as that one will miss low for ball 4, and it's a runner on at first, and the first base runner here for the Eights with 1 out in the bottom of the first, and brings up Sutton Sunshine.
Yeah, the 23rd walk of the season for Gabe Long in now 11 2/3 innings. So if you're post 8, you're going to want to be patient at the plate against Long, who, like we talked about, is prone to giving up free passes.
So here's Sutton Sunshine with the runner on first, 1 away. First pitch will miss low in the dirt for ball 1. But we go back to Coach Carlson, having played that 2022 summer at a 271 batting average, but a 981 OPS. As that'll get to the backstop, a wild pitch that'll move Shufflebine up to second. And now a runner on at second here with 1 out. He hit 6 home runs, did Coach Carlson, with 23 runs driven in a total of 130 plate appearances. That Harrisburg team that went 20-17. So 2 relatively, well, even to us, they're 2 young guys that are head coaches for these Legion programs. That'll be outside, and the count's now 3-0. And
most of the people that are on the field right now, John, are young compared to us.
Well, yes, but coaching-wise, they're younger guys. That one will be over for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Somehow that has quickly happened where a lot of these coaches are becoming younger than I am. I was not expecting that to happen so quickly. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That'll be upstairs for ball 4, and it's back-to-back walks, and it's first and second here with 1 away, and it will bring up the cleanup hitter in Grayson Hunsley. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. We've been doing it for 10 years. Eventually, in 10 years, you're most likely going to start seeing people be younger, be head coaches.
Right.
But it brings up Grayson Hunsley here, the first and second, and 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, to your point, though, I remember when Lincoln Carlson was playing, I think he was probably the leadoff hitter for Harrisburg. I don't remember if his senior year was when they had split into 2 teams or not, but he was the leadoff hitter for Harrisburg regardless, and a really, really good one at that.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hunsley. Instead, a fake check to second, and Shufflebine standing back on the base without a throw. A 1-0 count here to Grayson Hunsley. From the stretch, the curveball that will drop in, the count's now 1-1. But for all these young guys that are coaching Senior Legion teams, they've got some impressive stats and impressive numbers. They've all been, they haven't been slouches on the baseball field and then come into being a head coach as young as these guys are. As that will miss low for a ball, and the count's now 2-1. They've got whether their team believes them or not, or gives them a hard time, they've got some stats to back up that they were some pretty good baseball players in their time as Legion players. That one's over for a strike, and the count's 2-2 here to Grayson Hunsley.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that with guys that are younger, they're going to command a lot of respect because they've done it like that for so long.
This will be a slow roller to the right side. Both runners will move up, as the only play from the second baseman Riley is to throw on Hunsley at first. And there's now 2 down and runners at second and third. And it brings up Charlie Simpson, the DH, that will try and drive in the game's first run and give the Eights their first lead today. Simpson in game number 1 for Post State went 0 for 3, reaching on an error. As that first pitch is outside for ball 1. Chance to make it a 2-0 lead with a base hit here for Charlie Simpson. And a 3-run double on Thursday. That pitch will miss low, and the count's now 2-0. And overall for Simpson, 16 runs driven in. He can take over the full team lead from Sunshine with a base hit. That'll miss low, and the count's 3-0. And they will have Dawson Getz waiting on deck here for Post State.
Yeah, catcher's going to swap baseballs here. Try to get a relatively clean one here for Gabe Long to throw after 3 consecutive balls.
One baseball will make its way to the first base dugout and out of the rotation for the rest of the game. 3-0 pitch. That'll be upstairs for ball 4. And so now the bases are loaded on a 4-pitch walk. Third walk of the inning. And the Eights want to capitalize with Dawson Getz, who had a single in game number 1, went 1 for 2. Was the only guy to reach base twice, other than Terwilliger, who reached on a fielder's choice and singled. And now a mound visit here from Coach Carlson. Again, bringing the water jug out. And Schlapkohl will get a swig to cool off here in a long first inning. Bases are loaded with 3 walks. 2 ground outs, 3 walks to the first 5 hitters here in the bottom of the first inning. And this is an important at-bat for the Eights, who struggled to hit with the bases loaded, not so much just this last game, but really have done a struggling job of hitting with the bases loaded so far this season.
Yeah, and this is a big spot here for a guy like Dawson Getz to change that. He comes into this doubleheader with a batting average of .282, 381 on base, 366 slug for an OPS of 747. So one of the guys you want in this spot is the Post State shortstop.
The 1-0 pitch to him is down the middle for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. Had been 5 straight misses to that point from Long, as he does get the strike to make it 1-1. 1-1. That'll bounce in, blocked up by the catcher, and the count's now 2-1. This is, again, not one to circle and say if the Eights score or don't score defines the ball game, but this is a big spot here in a must-win game for the Eights, as Getz will sky this out a couple steps into the right field. The second baseman and Riley will make the catch, and the Eights will fail to score with the bases loaded. Once again, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. After 1 inning, Harrisburg Maroon and Pierre tied with no runs. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Top of the second, it is no score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean on this Saturday afternoon, going into Saturday evening, as it will be for Harrisburg at 5, 6, and 7. Tayton Muntz, Carson Drexler, and Wilson Munsky. He might reach his base, so it'll go to Nick Riley. The Eights will be on the road on Tuesday in Sioux Falls with a 3 o'clock first pitch against Sioux Falls West. They'll be in Brandon Valley on Thursday with a 5 o'clock first pitch, and then a 2 o'clock first pitch on Sunday of next weekend out in Renner to take on the Renner Sultans in Yankton in a triangular. They'll play back-to-back games. This will be flown out to left field. Long run for Scheffelbein as he gets to the line, backpedaling out towards the track and makes the catch just shy of the track, and a long first down in the first pitch to Tatum Muntz.
Yeah, and a Muntz from Harrisburg got a lot of power. I mean, a lot of power in that Muntz family. Tegan Muntz, his older brother, fantastic baseball player in his own right, and Muntz hit that one. It looked like it was going to be a routine pop fly, but that thing carried and carried and carried. Nice play out in left field by Scheffelbein for out number 1.
As he counts 0-1 on a swing and miss by Carson Drexler. He'll swing and miss another off-speed pitch, and the count's now 0-2. And again, do you throw him a third one, stay with the bread and butter, or you throw one upstairs to try and get him to chase? 0-2 pitch. They tried it maybe a third time, and that one missed low and away, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, Drexler is prone to the strikeout by far and away. The team leader for Harrisburg in strikeouts with 65 on the year.
Make that 66 as he'll strike out looking on that pitch, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the second. It will bring up Wilson Munsky. And for Drexler, he also had 2 strikeouts last game, so up to the 70 mark hit for him on strikeouts. And Wilson Munsky, the third baseman, now will step to the plate, as the first pitch to him will be swung on and missed for strike 1.
So he's got 3 on the doubleheader then?
Yep, 3 in the doubleheader.
So 68 total.
Oh, 68, sorry. I can't add from 65
It's okay.
plus 3. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and a pitch that's landed in the other batter's box or on the line and well in front of the plate, and the count's 0-2 here to Munsky. And his first official at-bat, 269 batting average, 2 doubles and 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, and he'll take strike 3, and Cooper Twilliger will get himself a quick second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. 8-pitch inning for Cooper Twilliger, and it is a 0-0 tie at the end of an inning and a half. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Looking for a change, a career, not just a job? Beck Motor Company of Pierre is looking for a team-oriented individual to join their parts department. We offer 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Experience is a plus, but we'll train the right individual. If you have the ability to use a computer, provide great customer service, and willing to learn and adapt in a very busy environment, we want to visit with you. Call Steve Meyer at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
It is the bottom of the second, and no score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. And will be for the 8s, 7, 8, 9. Miles Doyle, J.J. Buckles, and Gunnar Edson. As Gabe Long was able to work around 3 different walks in that first inning to not allow a run. He did not allow a base hit in there as well to keep that opportunity of. He did everything possible that you could do to not, threw probably as many pitches as he possibly could without allowing a run to score with those 3 walks, but he got to 2 ground outs and a pop out as Miles Doyle will come to the plate. 238 batting average for Doyle. First at bats here today as that pitch will be outside for ball 1. 282 will make that a 238 batting average. Does have a double, a triple, and 7 runs driven in for Doyle. That pitch will get to the backstop, and the catcher in Schlapkohl said it's a hot day. I'm not even going to try and reach up to make that catch above the umpire's mask as well. And the count is 2-0.
I'm going to say you want to at least give a little bit of an effort to show the ump that you're going to protect him, but that one was well above even the umpire's mask there, so Schlapkohl didn't even worry about it as that pitch finds the zone to make it a 2-1 count.
That pitch will be off the glove and to the backstop, and the count is now 3-1. So the leadoff man, who now for Gabe Long is in danger of walking his 4th guy in 1 inning plus of work. 3-1 pitch. That'll be outside, and the bases loaded. There's a leadoff man, base runner on to kick off the bottom of the second, and brings up J.J. Buckles.
Yeah, 26th walk on the season for Long, and now 12 and a third innings pitched. So averaging almost close to 2 walks an inning here.
First pitch is over for strike one to J.J. Buckles. As you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Emma Thielen is back at the station. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean here on now the Saturday evening, as that'll be upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. We've got baseball later on tonight for you again. We've somewhat of a triple header for you. We'll have to join that game in progress, but the Braves, as that will be upstairs, and the count's now 2-1. The Braves and blanket on the other team, the Padres. Padres hosting the Braves in San Diego. We'll have coverage after we're done here. First pitch is at 6:15, as it'll be upstairs, but they will say that Buckles swung, and the count's now 2-2. So he broke the plane on the swing, so the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to J.J. Buckles. The 2-2 here from Long. That'll miss low, and the count's now full at 3-2. And for Coach Carlson, you have everybody available going into this doubleheader. That doesn't mean that you're going to try and use. You can make it an all hands on deck approach, as there's a swing and a foul tip into the midst of the catcher in Schlapkol, so a strikeout of Buckles, and there's one down here in the bottom of the second, and the first strikeout of the ball game for Gabe Long, and it brings up the right fielder Gunnar Edson.
Yeah, good pitch there by Long. Got Buckles did make contact, but right into the glove of Schlapkol for the first out of the inning.
First pitch will miss low for ball one. Skipping off the glove, but not far enough away from the catcher in Schlapkol. And back at first is Miles Doyle. But, you the pitch count is going to be driven up if there's going to be plenty of walks given out by Gabe Long, regardless of if he keeps it zeros on the board or not. But where you go after this, and again, the good news is you have everybody available, but also you're trying to make sure that you keep guys available going into the rest of the week, because you're in an important week to close out the season, as it counts 2-1 here to Gunnar Edson.
Yeah, I think you'll maybe see if they do go to a reliever, it'll probably be Bo, as that pitch catches the zone to make it a 2-2 count here, because Bo is the number 2 guy on the team for Harrisburg Maroon in terms of innings pitched this year, but he has thrown out of relief more than Beek has.
Here's a 2-2 to Edson. Swing and a miss as strike 3. Edson is out as the first base is occupied, but it will no longer be occupied with Doyle taking second on the wild pitch. So there is 2 down and runner on at second. If that had been the second out, or was going to be the third down, it would have been first and second. But instead it is a runner on at second here with 2 away. Nolan Peterson to the plate, who grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat.
Yeah, this is going to be a big at-bat here for Peterson with runner in scoring position here and 2 outs.
First pitch stays upstairs, looking for the breaking ball to drop in, and the count's 1-0.
Especially because you want to build on the momentum that Terwilliger had in the top of the second, only throwing 8 pitches.
1-0 pitch. That'll be on the inside edge for a strike, and the count's 1-1 here to Nolan Peterson, who is catching both games and probably will be the starting catcher for the final 6 games of the season as well, as that one will be on the outside corner for a strike. The count's now 1-2. Both State has been pretty fortunate to have, as Peterson will foul that out of play, some Ironmans behind the plate.
Absolutely. A lot of talent that has come through this organization have been behind the plate for Post State, and a lot of the times they do ride with a primary catcher, do Post State.
1-2 pitch is outside. The count's now 2-2. And likes of Kate Hinkle and Spencer Saringer, yeah, those guys. Like I said, I mentioned in the first game, too. Those guys do not like to not be behind the plate, as it'll be fouled away. And I remember Coach Brian White and Nathan Nas that were they sat Cade Hinkle for a game when it was 110, 105 degrees outside, and Hinkle comes over and asking him what he did wrong to not be playing. As there's a ground ball to Oakland over at short, bobbles it, and there's not going to be a play. It'll be an error by the shortstop Oakland, and it's now first and third with 2 outs. And it brings up Carter Schuffelbein a chance to give the Eights the lead, now with the runner 90 feet away. But to finish the story for Hinkle, they had to tell him, like, no, it's because it's so hot outside. We're giving you a break. And, well, I don't want to take a break. I want to keep catching. And, there's catchers that obviously have a bunch of talent and are really good, but they need the break of not being behind the plate on a hot summer day. But Cade Hinkle is not one of those guys that wanted to take a break ever, as the first pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Carter Schuffelbein.
Yeah, Cade Hinkle was the epitome of an Iron Man, kind of like you said. Reminded me a lot of like a Cal Ripken or a Yadier Molina, I guess, as far as catchers go. A guy that was going to be out there catching every day or even every doubleheader, regardless of what was going on around him.
And did so for 3 straight summers.
Yep.
As the 1-1 pitch will be outside, the count's now 2-1. He came back for his super senior year, too. So the Eights went 3 years in a row without having to worry about who their catcher might be going into the summer.
Right.
Here's the 2-1 to Schuffelbein. That'll be at the top of the zone, inside corner of the top, and the count's now 2-2. And with Peterson on at first and Doyle over at third, Eights are trying to get that first run across. 2-2 pitch, taken for strike 3, and Schuffelbein will go down looking here in the bottom of the second and retire the side. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Gabe Long. No runs again, no hits, an error, and another 2 men left on base. We have played 2 complete and no score between Harrisburg, Maroon, and Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
It is the top of the third, and no score between Pierre and Harrisburg Maroon on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 8-9-1. Nick Riley, Max Zachariason, and Jason Hansen, the first 3 hitters. As Cooper Twilliger with this 8-pitch second inning will go back to work here in the third. As for Harrisburg Maroon and for Gabe Long, it's much different than the 8-pitch inning that Cooper Twilliger had. As there's been 4 walks, an error in the first 2 innings, but no hits for Gabe Long allowed. There's a swing and a miss on the first pitch here to the number 8 hitter, Nick Riley, who in game 1 went 1 for 4, also reaching on a fielder's choice. The 0-1 pitch. That one just missing outside. The count's 1-1.
Yeah, that was the 30th pitch of the ball game there for Cooper Terwilliger. Through 2 innings so far, Gabe Long has thrown, on the contrary, 56 pitches.
The count's now 2-1. Doesn't bode well for Long to go deep into the game. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be on the outside corner. The count's now 2-2. Missed my chance of making the pun, but
that's okay.
That's okay. didn't need to get booed.
You'll get the next one.
It's a long ways away. Here's a 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Cooper Twilliger, his third straight going back to last inning, and there's one down here in the top of the third, and it will bring up the number 9 man in Max Zachariasen. Nothing on the pun that I gave out.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, you missed it because I said it would be a long ways away.
Well, I was wondering if you were trying to do that with Gabe Long's name.
Here's the first pitch is outside for ball 1.
But I thought it was just kind of a happy coincidence more so than anything. Sorry, that was on me. I missed
joke
that one.
gets ruined when you gotta explain it. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1. I mean, it wasn't a funny joke, but it still gets ruined when you have to explain it.
Well, it probably would have made more sense if he was on the mound rather than not
in the dugout
on the field. Yeah, exactly.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. Blake Dean just ripping me apart right now.
Not out of the ordinary.
Here's the 1-2 pitch as Twilliger will be looking for his 4th strikeout in a row. Swing and a miss. Waving at it was Zachariasen, and there's 2 down. 4 straight Ks for Cooper Twilliger. And it's back to the top of the order for Jason Hansen. He drew a leadoff walk. Twilliger allowed a walk to Hansen and Schlapkohl and had a 3-2 count or a 3-ball count on Lincoln Brandt before he got granted a double play, but he had the first 2 guys on base in danger. Maybe the base is loaded with nobody out or at least with 1 out. He has not allowed a base runner since that second walk to Griffin Schlapkohl. The first pitch over for strike 1 to Jason Hansen.
Yeah, Cooper looks dialed in right now. The off-speed pitches are catching the zone as Hansen swings through that one for strike 2. He's spotting up his off-speed pitches, and the fastball is humming in there for strikes. And when Cooper starts rolling, look out.
0-2 pitch. That one just missing outside. And as good as he's been, 6 of the 7 guys, I think all 7 guys in the field were starting to make their way towards the dugout. 1-2 pitch. That is fouled. They say it was not caught by Peterson. It was scooped in the glove, and it was a trapped foul into the mid of Peterson. The count remains at 1-2.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. It sounded like it hit the ground.
Too many different sounds to be in the glove without bouncing off the ground at all. Here's the 1-2 pitch again. That one will be taken for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. Striking out the sign and order, Cooper Twilliger. 5 straight strikeouts through these 3 innings. No score between Pierre and Harrisburg Maroon. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. It is the bottom of the third, and there is no score in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard, as it will be for the 8s, 3, 4, and 5. Sutton Sunshine, Grayson Hunsley, and Charlie Simpson. Anybody reaches base, it'll be Dawson Getz. As Gabe Long, who has thrown over the 50 pitch count mark through 2 innings, going to try and be a little bit more efficient, but has not given up a hit so far in 2 innings. 4 walks and an error have been the 5 base runners for Post State, and they've stranded all 5 of them on base so far in this game.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was it say? Sutton Sunshine stepping to the plate, who did draw one of those 4 walks in his first trip to the plate.
And thinking that it's probably the same family, Gabe Long either has a brother or a cousin who just finished up his career at College of Southern Nevada Community College in Timon Long, who I believe won Player of the Year in Class A Legion Baseball in 2022, as the count is now 1-1 here to Sunshine. But his numbers at College Nevada, he has yet to commit to a Division I baseball program, but his numbers at College of Southern Nevada Junior College are well warranted of a Division I spot, as the 1-2 pitch from Long is fouled out of play by Sunshine. In 145 at-bats for Timon Long, he had 45 hits, 14 doubles, 14 home runs, 47 RBI, 27 walks, a batting average of .315 as Sunshine takes strike 3 for out number 1 looking. A .315 average, a slash line of .315, 438 on base, 697 slug for Timon Long, who, like I said, has yet to commit to a high-level Division I baseball program. But you got to think that that's got to change relatively soon, within the next month or so.
Grayson Hunsley steps to the plate with nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the third. First pitch will be missing low for ball 1. Timon Long was a guy that was scary to see come to the plate.
Absolutely. Every time.
And those were the days of Harrisburg having some really good firepower, both offensively and on the mound, between the likes of like Chase Mason and Will Simmons.
Yep.
And then also Chase Mason at the plate. There's the 2-0 pitch. That will be off the glove and then hit the hand of Schlapkohl, and the count's now 3-0. But they were...
Yeah, Mason, Simmons, Long. You could throw Lincoln Carlson in there. He was a fantastic player as well. A lot of depth, and like we talked about, Harrisburg's really kind of become just a baseball factory. As Long will walk Hunsley here, his 5th walk of the ball game.
That brings up now Charlie Simpson, who also drew a walk. He is 0 for 0 so far here in this ball game. It was the 2021 summer when Brandon Valley hosted that state tournament.
Yep.
And the amount of home runs that were hit, but one between Brandon Valley and Harrisburg in just that first round game, as that first pitch will be outside for ball 1. That was obviously the last game of the day, because they were playing, the host team always play the last game of the day. But the amount of home runs that were hit in that game, but then just in general in that tournament, there was a lot of long flies and big flies in that game. And obviously, Pierre hit 2 in one game. They hit a 3-run, Kate Hinkle hit a 3-run homer, and then the famous Bennett Dean walk-off home run against Watertown. As that pitch will come inside, and the count's now 3-0.
Yeah, I think Brandon Valley's ballpark, once they renovated it, just a hitter's dream of a ballpark. I mean, pretty uniform all the way around, fast infield, as the walk to Simpson will put 2 men on here with 1 out. But pretty uniform all the way around. There's turf all the way around the field as well, and just a really, really fun place to hit if you're a batter in that ballpark in Brandon Valley.
And the fence is short too, so
yeah.
If you hit one, and Harrisburg's got a short porch too, but they've got at least a taller fence that you have to make sure you hit it high enough to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Where Brandon Valley is just, they've got a short porch, but you just can hit a line drive that can get out. But yeah, there was just so many home, and that was a really fun tournament. There was some really good teams that played in that state tournament back in 2021. As the mound visit again here from Coach Carlson, the second 1 in 3 innings to try and settle down his pitcher, as Dawson Getz will step to the plate.
Yeah, first pitch to Getz from Gabe Long will be pitch number 70 of the outing.
Runner at second is Hunsley. At first is Simpson. Here's the first pitch. That's over for strike 1. And after 8 straight misses, one you kind of felt like a strike was coming, but like I said, it's just got to be selective a little bit, as that 0-1 pitch is a swing and miss, and the count's now 0-2. And back-to-back strikes has finally put Long ahead of a hitter, well ahead of a hitter in a count. Though he did get 3 strikeouts last inning. 0-2 pitch will miss low, and the count's now 1-2. The odd line score right now with the fact that you've got 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, no hits in 2 1/3 innings. There's strikeout number 5 of the inning, and no ball has been put in, or make that of the game, and second of the inning, but no ball has been put into play in the first 4 guys that have come to the play with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 true outcomes in a baseball game have dominated this game number 2, both a lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts.
First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1.
The 3rd true outcome being a home run. We haven't seen any of those quite yet. Maybe we will.
Maybe we can get one here for Miles Doyle. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be over for a strike. The count's now 1-1. After a 1-out walk to Hunsley, followed by a 4-pitch walk to Simpson, a strikeout, and it's now a 1-1 pitch that'll miss low to Miles Doyle, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, Doyle up in the at-bat right now. 2 runners on. He can zone up a little bit and look for his pitch.
The 2-1. Curveball that will be taken on the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. And the deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 on and 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch upcoming here to Miles Doyle. From the stretch, delivery is long. That is outside, and the count is now full at 3-2. And with both runners having a head start on the base pass, somewhere down the line in a gap could easily score both runs. 3-2 pitch. That is outside for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. And we'll bring up J.J. Buckles. 3 walks in the inning once again. And the bases loaded for the 2nd time with 2 outs here for Post States. And J.J. Buckles will come to the plate. He struck out swinging his first at-bat. First pitch is high for ball 1. That was snagged at the top of the glove of Schlapkel. Keep this game scoreless right now.
Not very often can you say that you've loaded the bases twice and not gotten a hit.
Since the pitch is over for a strike, the count's now 1-1. If he gets out of this, he will have stranded 8 guys on base in 3 innings without allowing a hit. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That was chopped off the plate and off of Buckles, and the count's now 1-2. And a strike away from striking out the side while also walking as many as he can without allowing a run in an inning. Wild stat line continues for Gabe Long as the pitch will be grounded over the left side. Oakland will field. His throw to first will get away, and the 2 runs will come in to score as the ball got out of play. Oakland had plenty of time to make the throw, but threw it wide of the bag at first. And 2 runs score. The ball went out of play, scoring that 2nd run. Everybody moved up 90 feet, and a throwing error from Oakland makes it a 2-0 lead for Post State. Take him any way you can get him.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've loaded the bases too many times, have Post State in this doubleheader, for them not to come away with, more than just the 1 run that they've had when the bases have been loaded. And that's what you got to do if you're J.J. Buckles. Put the ball in play, make the defense get you out. They do not, and now Post State has a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
As the count's 1-1 here to Gunnar Edson, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. 1-1 pitch. There's a line shot into right field. That's down for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. They're going to hold up Buckles at 3rd. It's an RBI single for Gunnar Edson, and a 3-0 advantage here for the Eights in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First hit, first RBI in the ball game for Post State.
Yeah, nice job by Gunnar Edson, taking advantage of the defensive mistake made in the previous at-bat when J.J. Buckles was in the box, and really making it hurt for Harrisburg Maroon as he laces a single into right field in front of Muntz and makes it a 3-0 lead for Pierre Post State here with Nolan Peterson stepping into the box.
Peterson 0 for 2, ground out to first, and then also reach on the air from Michael Oakland. First pitch is fouled right off the mask of Schlapkohl for strike one.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 88 for Gabe Long. So here it looks like a couple of guys are going to go out to the bullpen. It looks like it is going to be Beek going out there. This will only be his second relief appearance if he is the guy to come out of the bullpen for Harrisburg. But he is the number 3 guy on their team in innings pitched.
There's a swing and a miss from Peterson and a strikeout to retire the side here in the third inning. But 8 guys come to the plate, 2-run score on just 1 hit. There was an error, make that 3-run score on 1 hit. 1 error and 2 men left on base. We have played 3. It is a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com. It is the top of the 4th and a 3-0 lead for Post 8 over Harrisburg Maroon. John McClure alongside Blake Dean as it is 2, 3, and 4. Griffin Schlapkohl, Michael Oakland, and Lincoln Brandt, the first 3 hitters here in the 4th inning for Harrisburg Maroon. As Blake had mentioned too, some activity out in the left field bullpen and a guy that has thrown 90 pitches through 3 innings for Harrisburg Maroon and Gabe Long. And Blake had mentioned during the commercial break as well, as the first pitch is grounded over to Getz in the hole. He'll stop and throw. It's a low throw, and it's not going to be in time. An infield single, and the first hit of the ball game for Harrisburg Maroon, as Schlapkohl's on for the second time in as many trips to the plate. Well, when you average 30 pitches an inning, not going to get you far into a baseball game.
No, not at all. And, you know, what a line score for Gabe Long here in this game. And that's something that you don't see every day. So if you're into the statistics and, you know, looking at line scores, take a snapshot or a screenshot of that Gabe Long stat line, because that's pretty much an anomaly as far as things go in a baseball game.
Michael Oakland up to the plate, as it is Beek that is running right now for Schlapkohl over at first base. He got done with his warm-up tosses, and as soon as he got there, he had to get over to first base, as Oakland will foul that one away, and the count's 0-2. He flew out to the center fielder, sudden sun and shine. It was first and second with nobody out in the top of the first. Oakland came to the plate. He flew out to the center fielder. Then Brandt grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end that first inning. As the 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Oakland, and another strikeout for Cooper Terwilliger. In terms of outs recorded, that is strikeout 6 in a row, and 6 of 7 batters that he has struck out in a row, as Lincoln Brandt will come to the plate.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Coop looks really dialed in right now. Definitely want to continue to throw strikes and miss bats.
First pitch will miss low for ball 1 here to Lincoln Brandt. Again, grounded into the double play to end that top of the first inning. The Eights wouldn't mind him doing that a second time. The runner on at first and 1 out. That pitch is over for a strike. The count's 1-1 here to Brandt. On the other side, Harrisburg Maroon would like him to duplicate what he did in the top of the first, which was in game one, which was have a 2-run homer. 1-1 pitch. Runner takes off. Curveball that missed away, and the throw to second will not be in time. And it will be a stolen base to stay out of the double play this time for Harrisburg Maroon. And the count's 2-1. As Beek, the runner for Schlapkohl, will steal second. And obviously went on a good pitch to steal too with the curveball from Terwilliger. 2-1. That one's over for a strike. I think Brent wanted to pull the trigger, but couldn't make up his mind in time. And the count's now 2-2. Looking for strikeouts. Number 7 is Terwilliger. That one's fouled back. It remains at 2-2. Here in the top of the fourth, in a 3-0 lead for Post States. All 3 runs unearned in that third inning for the Eights. 2-2. That one just missing outside, and the count's now 3-2 here to Brandt.
Big pitch, not only of the at-bat, but of the ball game here, because if he misses, it brings a tying run to the plate.
3-2 pitch. That one is fouled back again. Brandt stays alive on the curveball that was breaking in on the hands and from the hands, so it was a tight swing, and just getting a piece of it was Brandt. 3-2 pitch again from Terwilliger. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7. And the second of the inning. And there's 2 down. Here in the top of the fourth inning, it brings up Tatum Muntz, the right fielder. He was 0 for 1, flew out of the left fielder, shuffled by it all the way near the warning track out in left field. Here's the first pitch to him. That one will miss low for ball 1.
Yeah, I think Muntz is a guy that if you give him anything good, he's going to put a ride on it. So Terwilliger is going to want to be smart here with where he puts, where he places his pitches, as it's a 2-0 count. Just being smart and trying to work the corners here against Muntz.
2-0 pitch. That'll miss outside, and the count's now 3-0. On deck is Carson Drexler, the center fielder, who has kind of started the trend of everybody striking out except for Schlapkohl, who got a base hit to lead off the fourth inning. 3-0. That's over for a strike. The count's now 3-1. Beek is the runner for Schlapkohl and stands at second.
And we might see Beek on the mound here as soon as the bottom of the fourth.
3-1 pitch. That one will miss for ball 4, and it will be a 2-out walk to make it first and second. And it brings up now Carson Drexler, the center fielder. So everybody now 6, 7, 8, and 9 on the order are 0 for 1 with strikeouts. Drexler being one of those guys with one of those strikeouts. As the first pitch here coming to Drexler. Swings and misses for strike 1.
Yeah, Drexler by far and away the team leader in strikeouts. 68 on the season. Next closest on the Harrisburg Maroon roster is Frederick with 48.
This will be ripped out towards left field. Going back to the wall, that's going to hit the base of the wall. As it'll be shuffled by, and then we'll pick it up. They're going to send another run home, and 2 runs are going to score to make it a 3-2 ball game on the 2-out, 2 RBI double from Drexler, who hit the base of the wall out in left center field. And it's a 1-run ball game now, just like that here at the top of the fourth.
But that's the thing that Drexler can do too. For as much as he strikes out, that was now his 3rd double on the season to go along with 5 triples and 4 home runs. So a guy that has pop in the bat and a reason why you keep him in the lineup.
First pitch is fouled away by Wilson Munsky, who struck out looking back in the second inning, finish off that second inning. So just 2 hits in the ball game for Harrisburg, but they've scored 2 runs now. Here's the 0-1. That one is upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. 3-2 lead here for Harrisburg, for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon in the top of the fourth. Tying run is in score position. Go ahead run at the plate now for Harrisburg. Swinging a foul back, and the count's 1-2 here to Muncie.
Big pitch here for Terwilliger. He's not going to want to give Muncie anything good, but maybe try to get him to chase with an off-speed pitch out of the zone.
Terwilliger will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-2.
Or a fastball out of the zone, one of the two. Maybe now you come back with off-speed in the zone or fastball up, try to blow it by him.
Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. Peterson can't make the tag, so he'll throw it to first, and that will retire the side. Here in the top of the fourth inning, but 2 runs score on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. At the bottom of the fourth, Pierre leads it 3-2 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com. It is the bottom of the fourth, and a 3-2 lead here for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. 2, 3, and 4, Carter Shufflebine, Sunshine, and Grayson Hunsley. He might reach his base. It'll be Charlie Simpson. As it is still Gabe Long on the mound for Harrisburg Maroon, with the warm-up pitches still out in left field for Beek. As not a whole lot of pitches left for Gabe Long, but they're going to try and see if he can get through this fourth inning before they have to go to the bullpen, Blake.
Yeah, Gabe Long, 16 pitches left in the tank for the Harrisburg starter, and like we talked about, it'll probably be Beek coming into the ball game to finish the game as he is warming up out in the left field bullpen.
So here is Shufflebine, who is 0 for 1. He walked and struck out looking in his 2 trips to the plate. First pitch on a curveball that drops in for strike 1. Overall, 6 strikeouts for Gabe Long. That pitch will come inside. The count is now even at a ball and a strike. Here to Shufflebine. 3 unearned runs on just 1 hit through 3 innings for Long, as that pitch is over for a strike again. The count's now 1-2. 2 different errors, both by Michael Oakland, the shortstop, as that pitch will get to the backstop, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now down to what will be 11 pitches remaining after this toss here from Gabe Long. Swing and a miss by Shufflebine. The ball is dropped, but the throw will have to come from the catcher, and we'll be able to retire Shufflebine, who strikes out, and 2-3 in the putout, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine, who is also 0 for 1, walking and striking out looking. So he and Shufflebine have followed suit in 2 and 3 in the order, and hopefully that trend does not continue. That first pitch is over for strike 1 to Shufflebine.
At 10 pitches left here now for Gabe Long through just 3 1/3 innings, as that's, I think, at least the 4th pitch that has gone over top of not only the catcher but Alan Goodman, the home plate umpire.
The count's 1-1. Here too, sun and shine. There's a ground ball to Oakland over at short. He'll gobble that up and fire a strike. A little bit away from the bag, but still fires a strike nonetheless to get the second out. And there's now 2 down. And it'll bring up Grayson Hunsley, who for now Gabe Long can get through 4 completes with 2 outs and still around 9 pitches remaining.
Yeah, nice stretch over there at first by Zacharias and the first baseman to keep that in his glove.
There's Hunsley with a base hit, lining it over to the third baseman set. A 2-out single for Grayson Hunsley. And the inning continues to bring up Charlie Simpson. Second hit of the ball game for Post State. Gunnar Edson has the one and only one to that point. Had an RBI single to make it 3-0 in that bottom of the third. So now Charlie Simpson will dig in. After the ball got away out in the left field bullpen, everybody will get reset on both the plate and the mound. As Long will deliver the first pitch. That'll bounce in and scooped up by the catcher in Schlappkohl. Looking like a first baseman behind the plate with that scoop. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll bounce in. Another scoop, but in front of the glove or in front of the plate. And the count's 2-0. No chance for Hunsley to take second. Closing in the end of the line for Gabe Long, trying to get through this 4th inning and keep his team down just 3-2. That pitch will miss outside. The count's now 3-0.
Yeah, this is going to be pitch number. Well, pulling up the stats here, it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated. I think close to 100 though for Gabe Long, as it is a walk to Simpson.
So a 4-pitch walk, and now Hunsley at second, Simpson at first, and we will see if Coach Carlson will make his way out. He is, I think, going to make his way out. Yep, time will be called, and will be the end of the line here for Gabe Long. And the look out to the bullpen in left field, but no full signal yet on if Coach Carlson. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say he does still have 3 pitches, Long, so we'll see what the decision is.
I think maybe the ball will be handed to Coach Carlson, so that will be the end of the line for Gabe Long. It went 3 2/3 innings. We'll give you his final stat line, which can't close the book quite yet on him, but he will end his day on the mound. We'll have the new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you all about it coming up in a minute. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
It will be Ethan Beek on the mound here for Harrisburg, as it will be first and second with 2 away, and it will be Dawson Getz to be the first man to greet him, as Beek will have a rare relief appearance, as Blake's got the totals for you.
Yeah, just the second relief appearance for Ethan Beek this season, but his 14th appearance overall on the mound for Harrisburg Maroon this year. 4-7 record for Beek. He does have a blown save as well. He has allowed 57 runs through 50 2/3 innings, 37 of those are earned, so 20 unearned runs for Ethan Beek this year. 47 hits allowed, 49 walks, 62 strikeouts, and 18 hit by pitch for an ERA of 5.11 and a whip at 1.90 and a batting average against at 236.
Here's the first pitch from Beek to Getz. That'll be above the head of Getz and to second and third. We'll move the runners of Charlie Simpson and Dawson Getz. Make that, Grayson Hunsley and Charlie Simpson with Getz at the plate.
And that was just Beek's 20th wild pitch of the season.
Gabe Long has thrown 3 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits. He is responsible for the 2 runs right now at second and third, but 3 unearned runs overall. That'll be coming high and in tight to Getz, and the count's 2-0. He's got some good velocity, does Beek. And Getz probably not too happy to see one pitch go above his head, another pitch come high and in tight on him. Here's the 2-0 from Beek. That'll be over for a strike, and the count's now 2-1. 8 walks and 7 strikeouts for Gabe Long in 102 pitches. 2 hits, and maybe at minimum would be 3 runs, and none of them earned. That will hit Getz right in the hip. That did not sound very good. He has got a slow jog up to first base. And it's now bases loaded here with 2 away, and it brings up Charlie Simpson. Make that Miles Doyle, Simpson is on at second.
Yeah, that one gets pretty square in the side, whether it was the hip or the flank. Hard to tell from our vantage point, but he's going to feel that one for a while because, like you said, Beek definitely has some good velocity.
So now here's Miles Doyle. First pitch to him. Be over for strike 1. Doyle is not recording that bat yet. He's been walked both times he's come to the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing. That one will knock the mask off of the home plate umpire and Alan Goodman. That will not feel good. And the count's now 0-2.
Yeah, that one got Alan Goodman right in the mask, and like you said, he is going to need some time to shake that one off there.
And he took that first initial step. He thought baseballs were coming from J.J. Buckles, so it was a water jug. I'm good. But, the first step from Alan Goodman was a little bit of a woozy step,
yes,
which, always worries you, but thankfully he's able to regather himself and didn't need a whole lot of extra time. Here's the 0-2 pitch now. Swinging a foul back, and the count remains at 0-2. And to be a whole plate umpire, because it's easy with a pitch coming, and especially right after you got hit with a pitch, that pitch gets fouled right back over the top of your head, over your shoulder. It's easy to kind of duck and maybe turn away. And with the mass that he has, you definitely do not want to do that because you have the right side and left side and the back of your head all exposed.
Yep.
So it's, for a home plate umpire, as a batter, you got the bat to try and swing. Catcher, you got the glove to catch it. And a home plate umpire, you just make sure, you hope that somebody does something and you don't get hit by the pitch every time a pitch is thrown. So you have to have some nerves of steel a little bit and know I can't flinch when a ball's flying back past my head. Here's a 1-2 pitch again to Doyle. Another foul ball back to the screen. I think for Alan Goodman, the home plate umpire, I think he would like to see at least an end of this inning or the at-bat and get somebody else up there with Doyle's fouling all those pitches back now right over the top of his head. 1-2 pitch again with the bases loaded. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-2 after all those pitches were at the top of the zone, trying to get Doyle to chase at something low, and he was able to hold off. And it's now a 2-2 count with 2 outs and the bases loaded.
Big pitch here in the ball game.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Beek will get the strikeout and end the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. The Yates failed to cash in with the bases loaded again. 3-2 is our score after 4. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the top of the fifth, post 8, with a 3-2 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. It'll be Nick Riley, Max Zachariason, and Jason Hansen, the first three hitters here in the top of the fifth inning. As Riley and Zachariason, both strikeout victims in their lone at-bats, and Hansen is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. As Cooper Twilliger has been very good through 4 innings. This will be a ground ball right at the bag at third. Hunsley will field. His throw all the way across the diamond is scooped out at first by J.J. Buckles. Great play all the way around from both Hunsley and Buckles to retire the leadoff man. It's a long throw right at third, behind the bag at third base. And you got the confidence of the first baseman, J.J. Buckles, for Hunsley to throw that on a hop and for Buckles to dig it out cleanly to get that first out.
Yeah, absolutely. That ball, I don't think could have been placed any better, just going right over top of the third base bag. That was going to be fair regardless. And Hunsley wisely fields it, makes a very strong throw over to Buckles at first. Did get the short hop for Buckles, or did give him the short hop, I should say, but Buckles able to scoop it out of the dirt for out number 1.
Quickly 0-2 here to Max Zachariason. Took the first pitch on the outside corner and then swung and missed at the 0-1 pitch. Here's the 0-2 now to Zachariason. Swing and a miss, so strikeout for Twilliger, and there's 2 up and 2 down quickly here in the top of the fifth inning. Just 4 pitches so far in this inning for Cooper Twilliger, and it'll bring up Jason Hansen. Looking through 5 completes is Twilliger. Save that pitch count to try and get through at least 6. As the first pitch is popped up, how about a 5-pitch inning here for Cooper Twilliger? Sun and Shine is there to make the catch, and that retires the side here in the top of the fifth. 1-2-3 inning for Twilliger. Sends him down in order. 3-2 lead for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon at the end of 4.5. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. It is the bottom of the fifth and a 3-2 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, as it will be 8-9-1. J.J. Buckles, Gunnar Edson, and Nolan Peterson. Anybody reaches base, it'll then go to Carter Shufflebine. As the Eights have that lead and will have the lead going into the top of the sixth, but really want to add on to it, as Buckles is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a reach cut error back in the third inning.
Yeah, this will be a good start here if Buckles is able to if Buckles, is able to reach base here against Beek, who has really shown a lot of velo on the fastball. A little bit
at the helmet. And Buckles seems to be okay, but hitting the helmet on the first pitch. And so the second guy that's been hit by a pitch in 3 plate appearances against Beek.
It took the words right out of my mouth before I could even. No, Beek did. He took the words right out of my mouth before I could even say them, because I was going to say he's been a little bit erratic, but definitely has good velo. And right before I could even get that out, first pitch he throws, plunks J.J. Buckles in the helmet.
So now Gunnar Edson and puts a little bit more fear in the next hitters for Post State. The fact that Getz was hit pretty hard, and then on top of the helmet being hit of J.J. Buckles, showing bunt is Edson. He'll pull it back and taking it low for ball 1 and a pitch in the dirt. Trying to get the insurance run into scoring position here for the top of the order is Edson, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He will miss that bunt attempt, as that one was missing low and away, but offered at it, and the count's now 1-1. I think for knowing that the bunt attempt was coming from Edson and decided to go with the curveball instead of the straight fastball to get Edson to maybe miss. 1-1 pitch. They'll pull that one back and miss it low, and the count's 2-1. Third baseman in Munski is putting in a lot of steps over at third base right now. Charging hard from third base and then walking back all the way to the infield grass. Pickoff attempt. Buckles will dive back in safely on the tag by the first baseman in Zachariasen. Still a 2-1 count here to Gunnar Edson. He was showing bunt early, shows it again. Pitch will miss low and inside, and the count's now 3-1.
Yeah, this would be a good, another good at bat here for Edson. If he, even if he does lay down the bunt here on a 3-1 count, fantastic. But if he can reach base on balls, that's a RBI single and a walk for Gunnar Edson, who has played a good ball game to this point.
3-1 pitch will miss low for ball 4. So Edson, who tried to bunt the ball, or showing bunt 5 different pitches, he draws the walk, and it's first and second now here with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th, and Nolan Peterson to the plate. And the 8s are in prime position here to try and extend their 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nolan Peterson is 0 for 3 so far. In each of the 3 innings, he grounded out, reached on air, and also struck out swinging.
Yep, here we go. This is an opportunity for the 8s to maybe get some insurance runs with now a runner in scoring position, but 2 guys on base and nobody out.
Peterson will show bunt. He will pull it back and take it for strike 1. First baseman was charging hard. The left side of the infield staying put. Zachariasen charging at first, and the second baseman, Riley, moving over to the first base bag. Another bunt attempt. This will be bunted to the third base side. It'll be a good bunt here from Peterson. The throw to first is not going to be in time, and the bases are now loaded. Peterson with more of a push bunt to the third base side. The third baseman had to come in to make the play, and Munski and did not throw Peterson out. He beat it by a half step, and the bases are loaded, nobody out, and now it's Shufflebein, Sonnenschein, and Hunsley, 2, 3, and 4 for the 8s.
Yeah, I don't think you could have placed that bunt any better if you're Nolan Peterson. Really hard bunt to the third baseman. He did have to come in a little bit, but was able to field it cleanly, but Peterson's speed puts him at first base as he beat the throw by a half to a full step, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out, and now a 1-0 count to Shufflebein.
That pitch will come inside corner for a strike, and the count's 1-1. Shufflebein is 0 for 1, walked in the first and struck out looking and swinging in the second and fourth innings. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a chopper up the middle. Oakland will step on the bag at second for 1. The throw to first will be in time for a twin killing. A run does come in to score. And it's a 4-2 lead. Schuffelbein, unfortunately, doesn't get an RBI on the double play, but it is still a run that scores. And a 4-2 advantage now here for the Eights. A 6-3 double play.
Yeah, so you do get the insurance run if you're Cooper Terwilliger. You now have 2 runs to work with, a 2-run lead to work with as Sonnenschein steps to the plate now with a runner on third. So Sonnenschein has an opportunity for an RBI.
That pitch will just get above the head, but it got to the backstop. It is Edson that will dive head first and come in to score to make it a 5-2 lead. So a wild pitch makes it a 3-run advantage here for the Eights.
Or you don't have to worry about the RBI if the pitcher's just going to throw one to the backstop. So 2 runs score in the inning for the Eights, and they now have a 3-run lead going into the top of the 6th, unless they can continue to add to it with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
5-2 advantage as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon, as that one will bounce in, and it's now a 3-0 count here to Sonnenschein, and looks like maybe some activity will start to make their way out to the left field bullpen. 3-0 pitch here to Sonnenschein, who is taking all the way and taking it for a strike, and the count's 3-1. But the base is loaded with nobody out. The Eights do score 2 runs with those runners on base. But they have to do so with the double play turned and a wild pitch. So they still don't even technically get a base hit or drive in one of those runs. 3-2 pitch will be fouled at the plate off of Sonnenschein. The count remains full at 3-2. Looked like maybe there is going to be some activity out in the left field bullpen, but more so a couple guys just walking around in the dugout. More looking like they're going to be going out there. There's a high chopper. Oakland will field in the hole at short. His throw to first is dug out by Zachariasen to get the out. That one hit the lip and hit a ramp and all the way up in the infield. That was still grabbed by Oakland to throw out Sonnenschein to get out of the inning. But the Eights do score 2 runs in the inning. They do so with just 1 base hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the 6th. 5-2 lead for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
As we welcome you back, it is a 5-2 lead for Pierre over Harrisburg Maroon on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, as it'll be Griffin Schlappkohl, Michael Oakland, and Lincoln Brandt, the first 3 hitters, 2, 3, and 4 here at the top of the 6th. And this is a very important 6th inning, Blake, to try and for Cooper Terwilliger, who has a 3-run lead again, but to keep this a 3-run advantage going into the 7th, at least a 3-run advantage going into the 7th, because you're going to get through the heart of the order here in this 6th inning. First pitch is over for strike 1.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily know if a 5-pitch inning is repeatable for Cooper Terwilliger, but he's got some room to work with as long as he continues to pound the strike zone. I think he'll be A-OK, as that was, I believe, pitch number 73 so far for Terwilliger. So he's got just over 30 pitches left in his outing here this afternoon.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to the number 2 hitter in Schlappkohl. That'll be grounded over to the shortstop Getz, who will field and fire to first. And the leadoff man is retired, as there's one down here in the top of the 6th, and it will bring up Michael Oakland. That was pitched, 73 for Cooper to make that 74 for Cooper Terwilliger. So 31 pitches still remaining before the end of the line for Terwilliger. And if he can do so quickly in this 6, it'll really help him have a chance to go all 7. As the first pitch to Oakland is ripped out to left field, that'll be down for a base hit. And a 1-out single here for Oakland, who is now 1 for 3 in the ball game.
You know, I think that, and I could be wrong, and so I apologize if I am, but I think Michael Oakland might have a relation to a fellow Pierre broadcaster in Brian Oakland, because I saw him down in the stands here watching the ball game here. So maybe a nephew or a cousin of some sort is Michael Oakland to Brian Oakland.
Be the nephew of...
Is it? Okay.
Brian Oakland, as Lincoln Brandt, who is 0 for 2, 6-4-3 double play in the first, and a strikeout swinging in the 4th. As it'll be over for a strike, and the count's 1-1 here to the number 4 hitter in Lincoln Brandt. And this is a big spot. Obviously, there's guys that have power in the order, but Lincoln Brandt, who has hit a home run already today, is one that you got to be careful with, as there's a swing and a miss. And if you can live in that spot and keep getting him to swing at pitches on the outside corner of the plate, Brandt's not going to be able to do a whole lot with them, as it's now a 1-2 count here with 1 out. From the stretch, the 1-2 pitch from Terwilliger comes high and in tight, and the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Coop's just got to keep pounding the zone here. He's done a really good job of it so far this afternoon, this evening, as that pitch is just inside, missed the inside corner with a curveball to make it a 3-2 count now here to Brandt. But this is a big pitch here in this top of the 6th.
Looking for strikeout number 10, but Brandt will hit one out to left field, and that is going to be his 2nd home run today, and it's a 5-4 ball game. A 2-run home run makes it 5-4. And for Brandt, who had hit his 2nd of the season.
Just his 3rd of the year.
Now his 3rd of the year, but 2nd today. And it's a 1-run ball game here in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, that one was pretty much gone right off the bat. It was pretty apparent that that thing was going to travel and continue to travel, because Brandt got into that one, and that was a line drive that just continued to ascend out to Scheffelbein and left. He kind of took a couple of steps back and then just kind of turned and watched it from there.
So now here is Tate Muntz. First pitch swinging, and that's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Muntz is trying to add on to that home run total of the day for Harrisburg. He's got 2 home runs so far in the season. They're just now 1 swing away from tying this game up. That'll be fouled in the back off of our home plate umpire. The count's now 0-2.
Alan Goodman's going to maybe walk away with a few bruises back there.
He would walk into the ballpark, and he had not done a Senior Legion game this year. I said, well, boy, how lucky are you especially for Senior Legion, your one and only doubleheader is going to be the hottest day of the year.
Right.
You know, you had to wait till it was as hot as it could be for Pierre to play a home doubleheader. I don't know how I got lucky, and he's been unlucky with the amount of times he's been hit. As this will be flown out to left field, as it'll be Carter Scheffelbein that will come over to left center field to make the catch. And there's 2 down now here in the top of the 6th, and it will bring up Carson Drexler at a 2 RBI double. So they've had a 2 RBI double from Drexler, and then a 2-run homer for Lincoln Brandt. They've been the 4 runs that have scored for Harrisburg Maroon. And now it's Drexler again, who is 1 for 2. First pitch to him will be missing for ball 1. J.J. Buckles, who threw on Thursday, stayed under the pitch count total to be available for today. Obviously, I think they're, as well as Cooper Terwilliger has thrown, he's giving up 4 runs on just 3 hits. If he can go all 7, they're going to stick with Terwilliger, but you got to think that Buckles would be the guy they call to try and close out the game in the 7th inning, especially as well as he threw on Thursday against Bismarck. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-1 here to Carson Drexler.
Yeah, it'd be good to see if JJ is on the mound in the 7th. It'd be good to see him put up a good outing in relief, as that's kind of become his forte over the years, coming in high leverage situations and shutting the door.
3-1 count here to Drexler. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss for ball 4, and the tying run is now on base, as Wilson Munski will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And where Terwilliger was looking to get through maybe potentially the 6th inning with still plenty of pitches left, that was pitch number 90 from Terwilliger. So he's got just 15 left to go. As here's the first pitch from Terwilliger to Munski. This will be popped foul. This might take a nice hop to me. It will not, because it hit the bleacher, or hit the seats and bounced back towards the playing field. Counts 0-1. Can't get lucky.
It was definitely on line, though.
If it would have hit just right behind all the seats, as this will be lined into center field right to Sutton Sunshine to make the catch and retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-run score on 2 hits in the inning. It was the big 2-run homer from Lincoln Brandt. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. After 5.5, Pierre has a 5-4 lead over Harrisburg Maroon. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
YAG Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. YAG Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. YAG Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Bottom of the 6th, 5-4 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Sunshine, Grayson Hunsley, and Charlie Simpson will come to the plate as the train goes by out in right field here at Hyde Stadium and across the way. Good to see a train roll through here before the end of the ball game. Be the
last train of the year.
Yeah, last train of the summer. It's hard to believe how many times we get to be at Hyde Stadium for an entire season, but it just how quickly it goes, or how, here we are at the middle of July. Again, the Junior Legion State Tournament will be here, so there'll still be games here. Why is that play here? It's still going to be used throughout the month of July, but for KCCR's standpoint of broadcast, outside of a, I don't want to say miracle, but it's going to take they have to have a lot of help, even going 7-1, to be able to host, that the final broadcast of the 2024 year at Hyde Stadium is done on July 13th, as a pitch will be missing low. The count's now 1-1. We got to wait all the way till March or April, even May sometimes, to get our next game at Hyde Stadium. Here's a ground ball off the glove of Oakland. He'll still fire to first, and jumping up to try and make a play was a first baseman, Zachariason, but that'll be an infield single for Grayson Hunsley, as Oakland struggled to field it cleanly, but even fielding it cleanly has to be on point of the throw. Everything has to be perfect from Oakland out in the hole and short, and home scoring, you're going to get a base hit.
Yeah, I think that's a tough play for Oakland to make anyway, as Simpson will square to bunt here, will pull back as that one was out of the zone for ball 1. But I think that was a tough play for him to make. He did bobble it a little bit, but I think Hunsley would have beat it out regardless, so infield hit for Hunsley.
So now here is Charlie Simpson with the runner on at first and nobody out, showing bunt, pulling it back and taking it outside for ball 2. Might have misspoke as well. Didn't have the last out on my book. I might have said Sunshine was leading things off. It was Grayson Hunsley because Sunshine grounded out to the shortstop. That'll bounce in front of the plate. And the count's now 3-0. In cricket, that's a pretty good pitch. But in baseball, that'll be ball 3. And Charlie Simpson is ahead in the count 3-0. 3-0 pitch. That'll come on the inside edge. The count's now 3-1. Speaking of cricket, they had the, and I'll let you go. I'll let you go with it. I know we're both thinking the same thing right now. I think.
Yep.
Here's a 3-1 pitch that'll miss for ball 4. Then it's first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, we're definitely on the same wavelength because Americans got a little bit of a taste of cricket this summer with the Cricket World Cup going on. The American team pulled a big upset of the number 6 team in the world in Pakistan in cricket earlier this summer. And that was the first time that I had really even been aware that America had a cricket team that competed in events like that. But that was pretty exciting, and you got a little bit of a chance to understand a little bit more about that game as Getz is drilled again. That's the second time he has been hit by a pitch by Beek in consecutive at bats, and that one I think went off of the forearm instead of the side of the flank or the hip.
No way is he getting hit by a pitch any good, but how Getz, when you're squaring the bunt, you may not end up, you might not have your feet standing straight out, but your body's kind of facing forward, so you could have easily got hit in the chest somewhere, easily got hit in the stomach. But I don't want to say thankfully that he got hit in the hand, but it could have been a lot worse for Getz, who was more turned facing the pitcher than anything else. But he is now, with the bases loaded and nobody out, it's Miles Doyle that will come to the plate on a mound visit here for Coach Carlson and Harrisburg Maroon.
Yeah, good mound visit here as the first two guys reach base on an infield single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. A little bit rattled here is Beek, and so a good opportunity for Coach Carlson to go out, give catcher some water and kind of calm everybody down before Beek throws the first pitch here to Doyle.
Ball State with 4 hits. Grayson Hunsley's got 2 of them. He led off with the infield single. Charlie Simpson has walked 4 times in this game, and then Miles Doyle is hit with a pitch. On the very next pitch, that will be an RBI to make it a 6-4 lead. So Hunsley comes in to score. It was an infield single, a walk to Simpson, hit by pitch of Getz, and another hit by pitch of Doyle. And so now it's J.J. Buckles, who was also hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance, and there will be activity out in the left field bullpen now as Buckles goes up there swinging, and he'll swing and foul back for strike 1. He was out in the right field bullpen warming up. And if it is Buckles that will come into the game, right now he's got himself a 2-run lead. It can help things out. This will be popped up. It'll be a shallow right field coming in to make the catch as a right fielder. The runners will bluff the tag. And there's one down, and Buckles slaps his hand in frustration, trying to extend the lead for the Eights, but he'll fly out to shallow right to Muntz, and it's now Gunnar Edson.
Yeah, and the activity going on in the left field bullpen for Harrisburg is going to be Snyder out there warming up. He's another guy that's seen a lot of relief time for Harrisburg Maroon.
First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1 to Gunnar Edson. 1 for 2, RBI single in the third. Before Doyle was hit by that pitch, he was the only one that had an RBI in the game, as it counts now 2-0. The other 2 runs were did not have an RBI in that inning, as there's a swing and miss, and the count's now 2-1. And then he had the double play ball and the wild pitch that scored runs that weren't technical RBIs. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Edson. That'll be over for a strike. The count's now 2-2.
I was going to say, I think it was actually a 1-2 count there.
1-2 count. So it is a strikeout of Edson, and there's now 2 down. And so the base is loaded and nobody out. They have scored a run, but that's all they've scored so far. Fly out to right and striking out looking was Edson. And now Nolan Peterson to the plate with The base is loaded and 2 outs. 1 for 4 is Peterson. Singled back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Big spot here to try and really break open this game for the Eights. First pitch will miss inside for ball 1.
Yeah, big spot here for the post-8 catcher. See if he can put one into the outfield.
That pitch will miss low, and that was stuffed by Schlapkohl smothered by him at behind home plate, and the count's 2-0. That pitch will be fouled back by Peterson. The count goes to now 2 balls and a strike. And the Eights get another insurance run. Looking to go up by 3 or more here in this 6th inning. That pitch will be upstairs, and the count's 3-1. Carter Shufflebein is on deck. It's the top of the order here for the Eights. The base is loaded and 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch from Beek. That will be fouled back, and the count's now 3-2, and everybody will get the head start. With Simpson over at third, gets at second, and Doyle on at first. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Everybody takes off. Swing and a miss of Peterson, and that will end the inning. And the Eights do get 1 run. Well, that's all they can get. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 3 men left on base. To the top of the 7th we go. The Eights 3 outs away from a split of a doubleheader. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore?
There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Cooper Twilliger has 13 pitches to work with, and he has a 6-4 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard, and he will deal with 8-9-1. Nick Riley, Max Zachariasen, and Jason Hansen. He might reach his base. It'll go to Griffin Schlapkohl, as in 13 pitches or less. Hopefully Twilliger, I guess he can go 14 or 15 pitches, or however he needs to with 2 outs, but trying to find a way to get the final 3 outs, and get a split of the doubleheader for Pierre and Harrisburg Maroon here this afternoon and into the evening. And again, we've got baseball still waiting for you, or they've already started. They're not waiting for us. But the Braves and Padres will get underway and are underway. They start at 6:15. We'll have that for you here on KCCR after we're done. Can you imagine, though, if Major League Baseball game, we said, hold on, we got post-state baseball at KCCR. You can't get the game started quite yet.
That's right.
Because I don't think there'd be a rain delay in San Diego. Usually don't have too many rain delays in San Diego. Here's the first pitch to Nick Riley to open things up. That one will miss inside for ball 1. 8-9-1 here for Harrisburg Maroon.
Yeah, San Diego's pretty even keeled as far as the weather is concerned. I've got a friend who lives down in that area, and he often posts photos from, just drinking coffee out on the patio quite a bit.
2-0 pitch is over for a strike. The count's now 2-1.
Weather looks pretty mild down there.
And shockingly enough, they're through the half of the first inning, so no rain delay in San Diego. There's a ground ball back to Twilliger. He will make the play. His throw to first. There's 1 down. And with now 4 pitches on that at-bats, we'll have 9 remaining. And see if he can get himself that second out and have a chance for a complete game for the Governors, or for the Eights, excuse me. Max Zachariasen, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. As the lefty digs in and will swing and miss at the first pitch. That was really hard on Thursday when Pierre was playing the Bismarck Governors and trying
sure.
keep the 8s and Governors separate. I already struggle with that throughout especially the beginning of the summer, as he counts 0-2, and then I had to do that in a late summer game or a late season game, but keep Bismarck as the Governors. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Zachariason. He'll foul that one away, and the count remains at 0-2. As this will be pitch number 100 for Cooper Terwilliger.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier in the high school season when it's the Bismarck Century Demons versus the Pierre Governors, as Zachariason fouls that one off as well to keep the count at 0-2. But yeah, Governors baseball team for Bismarck and the 8s for Pierre, that had to be pretty challenging for you.
The big stretch and big change from Governors to Demons. There's a swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts in the ball game of Zachariason. And with pitch number 101 from Terwilliger, he can try and go get this final out and get out of the ball game and get a complete game for the 8s, who lead at 6-4. As Jason Hansen will try and extend the game, top of the order for Harrisburg. Hansen is 0-2 with a walk to lead off the ball game. Strikeout looking, and a fly out to center field. First pitch will miss low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, Bismarck's got 2 high schools, if I remember right, the Bismarck High Demons and the Bismarck Century Patriots.
There's a check swing. Unable to check his swing is Hansen. The count's now 1-1. This will be pitch number 104 upcoming here for Terwilliger. So if he does not get Hansen out, he's got to get on base on this pitch to be able to still go and get the final out. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss outside. The count's now 2-1, so this is Terwilliger's last batter, regardless of the outcome.
Let's make it the last batter of the ball game, huh?
I would agree. We can get out of here with a win. This will be the last batter of the ball game. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one is at the letters for a strike, and the 8's now a strike away from splitting the doubleheader with Harrisburg Maroon. 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors for the 8's. 5 runs. Make that 6 runs, 4 hits. 2 errors for... Or no errors for the 8s. As there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout, and that ends the ball game. Roll 8s. Here wins 6-4 over Harrisburg Maroon in their final home game of the regular season. Cooper Terwilliger goes the distance, gets the complete game win, and the 8s will be, with their 6th South Dakota win, will stay ahead of Harrisburg Maroon in the standings. Step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap up the doubleheader. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal.
Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back, it is a split of the doubleheader between Pierre and Harrisburg. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean as we go through the final totals for the victorious Pierre Post 8. 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 13 men left on base. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base for Harrisburg. It is the winning pitcher of Cooper Terwilliger going all 7 innings, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, but 11 strikeouts and 106 pitches thrown in total for Terwilliger. Gabe Long will pick up the loss. He went 3 2/3 innings, giving up 2 hits, 3 unearned runs, 8 walks, and 7 strikeouts in 102 pitches. Ethan Beek gave up 2 runs in 2 1/3 innings on 2 hits. Both of them were earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. As the A's get the win in 1 hour and 53 minutes in game number 2. And Blake, they get to end the regular season at home here, the regular season home portion of the regular season here at home. Got a chance to end with a win, and now they've got 6 games left to go, all on the road, and a chance to go on the road, get some wins, and feel good because most likely going to be on the road anyway in the playoffs, and it's tough to win on the road, but if you can get, regardless if you're playing those teams or not at the end of the season that you're playing this coming week, still good to get those wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was, the goal was obviously to try and come out of here of this game with Harrisburg Maroon with a sweep, but you can come out with a split, and that works just as well too. And in my opinion, I would rather have it be the second game of the doubleheader that you win as opposed to the first one, because at least you leave the ballpark feeling pretty good about things rather than, leaving on an upswing rather than leaving on a decline. And let's hope that Post 8 can continue to build positive momentum going forward, because they hopefully will be able to stack wins as the season kind of comes to a close here, with the rest of their games being on the road. And like you said, if they are to make the postseason, they will more than likely be on the road. Probably won't be able to come back to Hyde Stadium, unfortunately. But this will be hopefully you always want to leave your home crowd with a win in the last game of the season, and the Eights were able to do that here this afternoon and this evening.
In the 3rd inning, where the Eights scored their 3 runs, they got a 2-run error with 2 outs. J.J. Buckles hit the ball in the throwing error from the shortstop, and Michael Oakland scored 2 runs. Then Gunnar Edson got the RBI single to make it a 3-0 ball game. It was a 2-run double in the top of the 4th to make it a 3-2 game from Carson Drexler. The Eights would get 2 more runs in the 5th inning on a ground ball double play that scored a run, as then also a wild pitch scored Edson as well. Buckles scored the 1st run, Edson scored the 2nd run. It was a 2-run homer to make it a 5-4 game in the top of the 6th from Lincoln Brand, his 2nd of the day, and then a RBI hit by a pitch of Miles Doyle with the bases loaded to get the RBI and get the final total 6-4, as the Eights were able to cash in on several mistakes and wild pitches and cash in with the walks, 10 walks in total, another 3-4 hit by pitches in the ball game as well, and Pierre was able to take advantage of it and end up with a 6-4 win in game number 2. Our next broadcast will be Sioux Falls West. Pierre takes on Sioux Falls West on Tuesday. We'll have coverage at 2:45 and first pitch at 3 o'clock of that doubleheader, as the Eights will start their final week of the regular season, as they will play next Tuesday, Thursday, and the following Sunday against Sioux Falls West, Brandon Valley, and then in Renner against Renner Sultans and Yankton, as we'll have coverage here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Blake, your final thoughts here on the split?
Yeah, just a big win, big outing from Cooper Terwilliger to throw a complete game win for Post 8 here in this game 2 of the doubleheader. Post 8 got a couple of really good pitching performances from both Miles Doyle and Cooper Terwilliger here this afternoon and this evening. So that's something to look as far as a positive building into this last kind of stretch of the season, all of these last games being on the road for Post 8. But I think the big key to take away from this split, yes, you did come away with a split and a win here in game 2, but I think the big thing to take away from this doubleheader, if you're Post 8, is, getting the big hit with guys in scoring position. There were at least 4 different innings in this doubleheader where Post 8 had the bases loaded and just could not cash in on having guys in scoring position, multiple guys in scoring position at that. And, that probably cost them the ability to win game 1 and certainly made game 2 a lot closer than it could have been otherwise. So I think that's probably the big key to take away is to, work on more 2-out runners in scoring position hitting, maybe a little bit of situational hitting for Coach Iverson and the post-8 squad to build upon as far as practices go, working on that. But, overall, you got to come away feeling pretty good because you did win your last game of the season in front of your home crowd, and that is something that, if you're a guy like Miles Doyle who won't be able to come back and play next year, all of the other seniors on this roster are eligible to come back and play should they so choose, as they could be super seniors next year. But for a guy like Miles Doyle, his last game being at Hyde Stadium as a player, always got to feel good to come out of it with a win, and Post 8 was able to do that here this afternoon and this evening. Well, just this evening in this evening's game.
So the 8s are now at 7-25 in the season as they will get the split against Harrisburg, and 6-13 overall in South Dakota games as they will take on Sioux Falls West on Tuesday of this next week. I want to say thanks to Emma Thielen back at the station. Blake Dean, John Winkler here signing off as the 8s fall in game 1 6-2, but earn the split of the doubleheader 6-4 in game number 2 as we say so long from Hyde Stadium.
You've been listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leimbach Construction, First Dakota National Bank, Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, Ferding Electric, True Green Chemlon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP. Join us all in for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports